No, that's right.
Yeah,
2007 to
yeah,
11.
right.
7 to 11.
Yeah.
And then on this side, fine.
July.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to day two of U.S. Quadball Cup here in Richmond, Virginia. I'm Matt Dwyer, and this evening I'm joined by
Chloe Fu.
Chloe. It is great to see you. It is great to be looking at this incredible matchup right now. If for nothing more, and if you're just tuning in, this is the Division II College Championship between, I would argue, the two most storied programs in this entire sport, Middlebury and Texas. Now, if you've been living under a rock or maybe don't know too much about the sport, Middlebury is where the sport originated, were champions between 2007 and 2011, then fell off the map a little bit and have come back and are now back here on the main stage. Meanwhile, Texas, after Middlebury went away, were champions how many times now? I'm not sure I have enough fingers to count. It's been at least four. So here they meet in the Division II collegiate final. Chloe, how are you feeling about this matchup right now?
It's pretty exciting. I mean, like, these are two schools which have extremely strong histories within the sport. The Texas region has been historically very, very powerful during these types of competitions. And Middlebury is the school that we always talk about at the beginning of every season. You know, the home of the sport, the place that started it all. Very excited to see them actually come out on top, perhaps, this time around, or at least perform this well so far in the tournament.
We will certainly have to see. Both teams have done very well for themselves to win all the way to get to this point on the season. Because it's Division Two, kind of 500 records or so, 8-10 on the season for Middlebury, 6-7 on the season for Texas. But I think we're looking at, as because they've gotten to this point, we are looking at a great game ahead of us. I'm very interested to see how Middlebury will handle the classic Southwestern physicality, and we'll see how the Southwest can adjust to what I see. What I see a lot is like the Northeastern like agileness, a lot of passing around and moving. We'll see how it goes. And if you are staying with us for the evening, please do, because you'll be able to see the D1 collegiate finals between Creighton and University of Virginia, very close to home for them. So that's exciting to be able to have a hometown crowd. And then the club finals, uh, which the other game was still going on, so I didn't even see who had won between Connecticut and Bosnia. I may have to do a real time check here. Are either of the which of those games are you more excited about, Chloe?
I'm honestly excited to watch any of them. I mean, it's super awesome to just see everyone come together and just in general. But I would say that the Division 1 college is going to be quite interesting for me to watch as a person that personally competes in the college division. Um, yeah,
I agree. I do really love the high level college games. Seeing, Virginia has had a very good few years in the past couple competing at nationals, and now to make it to the collegiate finals is definitely an achievement. Meanwhile, Creighton has been on top of the game since they sprung onto the scene just a couple of years ago and have been just an absolute powerhouse in the college division. So look forward to seeing them. But for right now, we're getting ourselves set up on the field. Middlebury versus Texas in the D2 collegiate finals.
very excited to see how this one turns out. I mean, we're seeing Texas with a much larger roster than, say, Middlebury. We'll see how that actually plays out within the actual game.
We should say that it is still warm on the turf, certainly, but we are nowhere near the temperatures of yesterday. We're somewhere in the low 70s right now, I think, versus yesterday that we were hitting into the 80s. And I don't know about you, but I was feeling a little toasty in my cleats.
The humidity was actually kind of nuts.
It was terrible, just the rain on and off throughout the day. Kudos to all the athletes who came out here to perform in what was sometimes adverse conditions, not only with the sun and the heat from the turf, but the cross breeze coming in, the small lightning delay we had yesterday. I know I was in the middle of a game. We had to leave and then come back to finish it out. So congratulations to all athletes who competed this weekend. I have had a lot of fun playing and watching. How about you? What's been the best
Same
part?
here. I just finished up my final game this morning in a consolation round for Division 2 in college. I was combined with Bowling Green, as well as Brandeis's B team, which was quite lovely. During our final game, we combined with what are they? It was Triangle United and Vermont for a super awesome game that just celebrated the athleticism and the teamwork and the community of this sport. All three of us just did a blind draft and played together as a mixed team. It was really quite fun, and I performed the best I did all weekend.
That's great to hear. I really do love that. I think that's kind of it captures the magic of nationals that you see in between game slots and day two, your team's knocked out and suddenly you look over and 20 people are playing a pickup game and they're from all corners of the United States playing for different teams, college and club, and just having a great time. I think some of my best memories have been at some of those games at the national tournament.
Course. It's always lovely playing with teams from different regions as well. We don't get the opportunity to do that all year, especially in the Western region where I'm from. We play against the same two teams all season, and it's quite lovely to come out here and learn from other teams and their different play styles. Different regions are known for certain things, and it's really awesome. It makes you a better player, a better competitor, better athlete, and a better just community member, just combining with all these other people.
I absolutely agree, and I really do love seeing these college teams coming out here and playing. I got to see some of those lower level games that were, teams that maybe didn't perform as well in Division Two, but got to combine or otherwise just have games against other teams in their skill level outside of region. I think that does a lot to build programs up. You show your players what the sport is about, what going to the national tournament is about. You're having, a fun time away from home with all your friends, watching a sport that you love. It, I, these tournaments have been, and I'm Chloe. I didn't know if you know this. I'm a little old. I've been coming to these for quite a while, and I some of my favorite memories of my collegiate life and beyond have been coming to this tournament and seeing friends I haven't seen for a year or two across the country and just getting to play this sport that we love. It truly is an honor and a privilege to be able to do so.
Of course, same here. I made a lot of friends out of state that I otherwise would have never met if it weren't for this amazing sport and our opportunities to come together and meet at different tournaments. It's been lovely. It's a bunch of people from different academic fields, especially coming from a college sort of scene. This sport really does bring together people from all sorts of backgrounds, and I love that it celebrates that.
That's absolutely right. I'm so glad that you can be a part of it. It looks like our referee crews are getting set up here. That's why we have a momentary delay. Once we get that going, this game will be started post haste. In the meantime, let's take a look at the bracket and see how these teams got here. If you can look here in the middle, Middlebury College defeated Penn State. It was a close one, 175-150, and that was in the round of eight. And then moving forward in the next round, they played against Blue Jay QC, who is Creighton's B team. And if that doesn't tell you anything, Creighton has a school where they have two full teams, and they're both in the competitive throes of the sport. They're doing something right over there. They defeated Blue Jay 150-130, and that puts them in the finals here against Texas. On the other side of things, Texas defeated UCLA out near Chloe, but probably a rival for you, right? Being from
Oh
Cal.
yeah. Oh yeah.
175-140, another close one as well. Moving on to play Sam Houston State out of Texas and defeating them 175-100 to make it to the final here. Those are some incredible teams that they have played against. Tell me a little bit about what you know about UCLA and what they would have had to go through Texas against UCLA to defeat them.
UCLA has really awesome sort of like depth in their players and their talent and things like that. I would say playing against them all season, they've been able to sort of establish a very strong team dynamic, and they have quite a few players that have played for more than one season, and I'm it's quite awesome. I would say that they work really, really hard, and a lot of it has been paying off. You can tell throughout every single one of their games that they practice these drills, they practice these games, they practice these exact circumstances all throughout the season. It really shines through in every single game that they have competed in.
So I think all the more credit to Texas to be able to defeat them in a relatively close game in order to move forward in this bracket, this practiced, well studied UCLA team. So we are getting started here in just a moment. The teams are lining up. It looks like Middlebury has dodgeball control to start, or at least that's how they line up. We'll see if Texas wants to get a little squirrely with it or not, but it looks like they're lining up to not do so. The crowds are slowly gathering as you can't, I'm not sure if it's even on the camera because a lot of them are on our side of the field with the camera. And our head referee, Toby March, is blowing the whistle and getting us started here for the Division II Collegiate Finals. Hand-picked referee crew taking their positions on the field, only the best for these players, making sure that we have a clean, fair, well-called game for all of them. Texas will be first to take the ball, attacking right to left in the classic burnt orange. Middlebury and left to right in the navy blue. And we're off. That's number 13 on Texas, Spencer, taking it on the near side. Texas setting themselves up and lost their single dodgeball. Middlebury has the option to press early if they want, and they're going to. Backing Schlottholt back to the top of the key. Now Texas, they managed to get beaters on the ground.
Throwback by Loudon there.
Over to Spencer, misses the shot, gets his own rebound. Quite some hustle from Spencer, loses the ball on the tackle, and teammate dives in to grab it. Well, there's a bit of a scrum on the ground there. And that was Nico Salinas that had come to run in and grab it after the handle was lost from Spencer. We'll see what the call is here. I'm not sure if it was a slide in or what. The referees are going to discuss this one. Oh, perhaps it was an out of bounds. It looks like Texas is inbounding over here. So maybe the Middlebury player had stepped out of bounds when they briefly took possession. And so now that'll be Texas ball. 5 seconds to inbound it. And whoop, quick bobbled past. No big deal. Singhana now handling it for Texas on the near side. Texas with control. And now an advantage call is made. And it looks like there was an advantage call after a beater battle. What did you see there?
I saw that Middlebury had attempted, well, Middlebury succeeded in stealing back the dodgeball from Texas, turning over for a beat.
We're going to get the call here from our head referee.
Contact, illegal box, or until blue scores.
Illegal dive from number 0, and that's Ella Jordan for Texas. So she'll spend a minute in the box or until a Middlebury goal. Middlebury now on the power play. Because of the foul, the ball changes hands. Oop, a little quick. And now Middlebury on the fast break.
Middlebury has dodgeball control. There's a tussle right here in the middle, fighting over that quad ball. Middlebury beaters coming clean up.
And now they've maintained possession. That was a great stop to stop that fast break by Mason Schlottholt.
Wonderful laser passes I'm seeing from the chasers from Middlebury.
And that's exactly what we were talking about, this athletic movement, these quick passes, a feed inside, and that is a good goal for Middlebury. First bucket of the game. And that was by number 10, Hayden Laster.
Seeing some very efficient laser passes between Middlebury players.
Spencer now bringing it up once more on the far side for Texas. Middlebury with dodgeball control. They're playing a kind of a wide horizontal set along with the 2-2. And the the Beaters took out one of the hoops they're trying to score on. The Texas Beaters did, as a little bit of an underhand pass as they're spinning around, and finally finishing that Schlotholtz to even the score at 10.
Wonderful goal there. Made in the moment where all the dodgeballs were on the ground.
Yeah, the Texas Beaters really did a great job of disrupting the Middlebury Beaters on that one and allowing Schlotholtz to take a little bit of time to find that goal. Middlebury still with control, bringing it up center. Passing to the near side. That's Alexander. Back to the top, the keeper. Wrapped up. Spencer's got him wrapped up. Gets some help from his beater. Going to roll out of it. Feed inside. And that's a good goal from Alexander. A perfect cut from Alexander. And that goal is good. And that was, I believe, the keeper, number 12, Jason Wu, on the assist.
With keeper Loudon from Texas inbounding. Oh, wait, nope, that is the beater.
It's Spencer putting it down low. And, oh, wow. We love the shot pass from distance. Spencer.
They least expect it.
I wasn't expecting it. I think we've got the makings of a good one here. Wu brings it up once more for Middlebury. They have been holding on to dodgeball control for a significant portion of the game time now. Alexander on the near side. Back up to Wu. Passing way over the top. Missed beat. Tries to get it back up to Alexander. The beater's helping out. Wu recovers. Wu floats it up and in. Then it's another goal for Middlebury. And big beater scrum in the middle there as Texas gains control. Spencer finds Schlotholtz, and now Schlotholtz scores, and now we have a stoppage. A bit of beater confusion in the center of the field there. I was unable to see who ended up coming up with control. It all started when Danny Smith for Middlebury was retreating back to hoops, and then I believe it was Loudon, number 12, Kyle Loudon came in hard and beat Smith, and that just kind of blew up the center and allowed for a fast break from Texas. And if I saw that right, it looks like Loudon took a sub off that one. I don't know. Probably because of the stoppage, that would be an injury substitution.
Middlebury would then get the opportunity to sub out one of their own if they so choose.
And it looks like our head referee. Okay, it was a beat to the head. That's an illegal interaction, yellow card. And so that'll be Middlebury's 1-3. Now, he will not have to serve time. That's Greg Fomer.
Negated by the goal.
Negated by the goal, so a lucky break there, depending on how you think about that. We'll get our play restarted here in just a moment. And that should start with Wu now after the good Texas goal. And they're still adjudicating here. Man, there must have been there must have been a lot of
going on there. I mean, that interaction back there in the hoops had a lot going on. The beater play did not end. Texas did make a really good decision there trying to get those dodgeballs back, but...
And because of that foul, that sends Fomer back to hoops, meaning Texas is able to regain dodgeball control for the first time in a while as Middlebury brings it up on offense.
Very excited.
Wu at center.
Very excited to see what their beaters end up doing with control here now.
Now it's a 2-2 defense from Texas. They're playing front back beaters, leading the charge, number 24, Kumar. Wu, little shake, and ooh, almost got it.
But distance from behind.
And Middlebury will take the reset there. Man, they were looking for that Space Jam play, and I think just hit it off the crossbar or something like that. That was an incredibly athletic feat.
Middlebury's gonna inbound here again.
Wu bringing it up center. Has a little bit of beater protection from Farmer. Passes to the far side. Middlebury, and it's a takeaway by Spencer. Is Spencer able to pick it up? Wu manages to avoid the foul, wraps up Spencer, and a great tackle by Middlebury.
2 dodgeballs on the ground. Texas Beater picks up, taps out.
And it's another good goal by Texas after a little bit of bobbling. Singhania coming in for the final throwdown for Texas, and Texas takes the lead 40-30. There's a little bit of confusion in the middle there. Couldn't quite tell who had the ball. The initial rebound was picked up by Salinas, manages to get it across the field to Singhania, and then she finally puts it through.
Kumar, number 24 from Texas, did a lot of really quick thinking there, trying to get in that beat, clear up a path that last goal.
And Smith from Middlebury manages to catch Kumar's dodgeball, and so now Middlebury regains control.
Very good wrap. Another wrap. It's getting physical now.
And this is that Texas physicality we were talking about. Wu, he's going to send a floater in the back. No good. Blocked by Singhania. Over to Alexander. Alexander off the side of the hoop. And will Texas able to recover? It's Schlottholt. They're diving on it. And a stoppage of play there. I think this may be a card. It's going to be on Wu or Schlottholt.
I was seeing a lot of physicality there. That was a little...
10-3, yellow card, illegal contact, illegal push on a receiver, 1 minute in the box. Of course.
An illegal contact, pushing on a defenseless receiver.
Alexander has the quad ball here in a moment to score.
And so I think that card is on Texas. Yep, there it is, and it was on William Spencer. So Spencer's going to take a trip to the box, and the nearest player to the foul is Alexander, who is right at the hoop.
There's an there's an incoming beat. However, I think it might be just a little too far.
And easiest goal of her life, I think. So scoring on the power play, 40 all, and Texas is back to full strength. Schlottholt now at keeper, bringing it up center. Middlebury with control in that wider horizontal beater set. Singhania on the far side. Singhania, and intercepted by Middlebury. That's Kate Petty on the interception, and now there's a scrum for it. The beaters are coming in. Petty gets beat. Now the other Texas players will get beat. Let's see who comes away with it. And Middlebury does. And that's Wu at the bottom of the pile with it finally. And there was an advantage call.
Yeah, that was really hard to see. There was a lot of players there. Both beaters were trying to come in and clean up. Situations like this with these piles, it's usually up to those ARs and those referees closest to sort of delineate exactly what happened here, if any cards had occurred, any injuries and things like that. But it seems like everyone is fine on both sides. Let's see what their call is on that. Kind of looking like they're just going to continue play.
No call on the play there. Love to see that. It was a hard-fought scrum, but Middlebury does come away with it. And unfortunately, that leaves Texas without a dodgeball. I know that number 0, Ella Jordan, was streaking in, and they had an initial beat on Petty, and then the Middlebury Beaners came to clean up. So now Middlebury has only chasers back to try and beat. Wu's going to go on the run. 2 defenders back. And Wu slams it home. Just got around the outside of Salinas and put it through that small hoop. 50-40 in favor of Middlebury.
Very interesting to see here that both teams are taking opportunities to score on mostly those side hoops here.
There has not been a lot of shooting. You're very right. It's been lots of close range stuff. Schlotholt at the top of the key. Schlotholt running on Wu, and we spoke too soon, right on cue. Hits another beamer, and through the top hoop. That'll tie it up at 50.
Really happy to see both beaters from both sides taking every opportunity to try to win some of these engagements, create opportunities for those drives.
And that's exactly what you got to do here. Both teams seem to be pretty drive heavy. Otherwise, the one look pass. Middlebury beaters threatening. Spencer wrapping up Wu. Wu gets around. It's Alexander. Beat before. Ooh.
Dunks here.
It was so close, but the Texas beater, I believe that was Jordan on that one, managed to get the beat in just before she finished. And now, finally, we will see some lineup changes. I feel like the Texas line has been out there for quite a while.
Oh, yeah.
All new quad ball line here.
Cool thing about physical teams is the fact that they like to rotate through a lot of their players, maintain a lot of that energy and physicality throughout the entire game.
And it looks like Texas driving in, passing it off to the keeper, driving in, gets around Wu. No, no good.
Tried really hard to create those opportunities. All the dodgeballs were on the ground.
And it's, and I'm going to have to really look at this last name. Megan Winkenwerder, number 11, had the cleanup after the missed throwdown by the keeper. And from my angle, it looked good by Texas. And now they're saying that Winkenwerder shot no good, I think beat before. So a bit of a drive, and that was, I mean, that's as good physical play as you can get from Wu at the point blank tackle point. And it looks like, yeah, Wu will have to take that and inbound it because of the beat before. Good heads up play by Kumar to maintain a dodgeball on the Texas side of the field. Middlebury still squarely with control. And boy, I would love to see the stats on the control percentage from Middlebury. It has to be high. Wu directing traffic. Behind Farmer. Shakes on the keeper. Wu passes to the outside. And that was his receiver, Laster. Laster managed to recover it, get it back up to Wu. That's Mosqueda on the point defensive keeper for Texas. And now Kumar, it's a beat in the middle of the field. Mosqueda's going to pick it up. Mosqueda, just one defender to beat. Alexander got in front. And then coming out of nowhere is Laster. Mosqueda manages to hold on to it that entire time.
Continues.
Passes it on. And Mosqueda with the finish. Just as Grayson Floyd, number 99, was getting tackled, managed to get it off to Mosqueda in the middle of the play and finishes through that top hoop.
I will say Kumar, number 24 from Texas, had some amazing beating decisions. Always knowing where to look, who to target, really focusing on quadball there.
And Kumar has had a hard job early in this game to try and keep control. Texas now up 60-50, and Texas with dodgeball control after that whole thing. Now to the near side to Alexander, guarded by Mosqueda. Back up to Wu. Wu shakes around Winkenwerder. Wu through the top hoop. It's good. 60 all off another one from Jason Wu.
Some fantastic jukes I saw there.
Really quick feet there, and that's more of what we were talking about, that fast movement. They were getting themselves, and as soon as they put the ball in the corner and got Mosqueda off the point and passed it back, Wu had a clear lane. Mosqueda on the far side. Now to Winkenwerder.
Middlebury holding it down with a 2-2 defense.
And a big catch by Danny Smith as a beater. Manages to beat the Texas chaser on the near side. Winkenwerder receives the pass. Winkenwerder driving in. Gets it over to Floyd. Floyd gets beat immediately, and that's a successful defense by Middlebury. Started off by the catch from Danny Smith.
Danny Smith did a good job there, pushing the Texas beaters off to the right side of the field, away from the hoops.
And then got the catch. Excellent play there. Caught it from Hannah Cotton. And a big trade up top. Wu's going to shake, trying to get around Mosqueda. He does. Winkenwerder wrap up. I think it was a high one. Passes it high, floats it to Siegel. Siegel now wrapped up by Floyd. Ball squirts out, and that was an advantage call in Middlebury's favor. I think it was the high wrap. And we're getting the chance of you can't do that. And it looks like the entire Northeast contingent is out here cheering for Middlebury.
Looks like we have
Card, illegal contact to the neck. 1 minute in the boxer.
And that is Winkenwerder. She did reach pretty high for that illegal contact, so contact to the neck, and she will spend a minute in the boxer until Middlebury goal. And it looks like that'll come soon as Wu is given the ball at the top of the key with no defenders in the way. Mosqueda's going to have to do his best to guess here.
I'm not seeing any dodgeballs and beaters within a reasonable distance to stop this from happening.
He does have Hannah Cotton back to his left and just does the smart thing and passes it to Alexander.
Fantastic decision.
Mosqueda up the near side now. Getting by one defender, getting by two defenders, slams it home. Break 2 tackles in a row from Lasser and Wu, and Mosqueda on the board for Texas. Peter Mosqueda scoring it to make it 70 all. A great hustle play there.
Seeing some fantastic decisions by Texas beaters, specifically to draw away their beaters from inbounding point chasers to try to dunk in those shots without any beaters in their way.
Some passing back and forth as Wu takes it to the near side. Texas putting a little pressure, and now Loudon's going to put pressure on Wu. Gets it down to Alexander, only has one receiver. Alexander's shot no good, and it looks like that'll just be a reset as Middlebury able to get back in the play and recover. That's Lasser on the far side with that recovery. Middlebury setting it up once more. Texas with control. Loudon with the throw on Wu. Wu shakes off Mosqueda. Never mind. Mosqueda's got him on the ground. It's an advantage call. And we'll see what the call was there. I'm going to assume because the tackle happened that Mosqueda's headed to the box.
Looked like a jersey pull to me, but we'll see.
Yellow card. Illegal interaction.
Jersey grab.
Jersey
1 minute in the
pull.
box.
1 minute in the box, and Texas. I don't have the list in front of me, but they've had a couple cards this game. I think that's kind of hindering their progress here, or rather, it's even, right? It's 7-7. I think that they would be ahead if they didn't have so many cards.
It is Wu out here
Against the entirety of the Texas offense.
just misses the top of the top hoop.
Siegel went for the rebound. August Siegel, they were unable to get it. And Winkenwerder, who just came in off a penalty herself, is now in at keeper after the missed shot from Wu.
What a close game. 7-7.
Texas with control on offense. Loudon getting rid of the single dodgeball. Middlebury without dodgeballs. Passing it over to Dow. Dow gets wrapped up by Wu. Dow out to Winkenwerder. Loudon holding it down in the beater game for Texas here. And a miscue by Texas gives it back to Middlebury.
Middlebury beaters really made it their priority to make sure that Texas did not have dodgeballs in that interaction.
Well, Texas beaters were really at the top of the key, and the ball went behind, and were just unable to clear out any more Middlebury chasers behind. I think that the Texas chasers are at fault on that. Wu to Alexander. It's been the main connection here so far in this game for Middlebury. Wu. And Wu over and in. Hayden Lasser once more on the small hoop. And I do want to point out the incredible heads-up play there. Number 18, Owen McCarthy, stuck their hand out to block the beat on Wu, knowing they would get beat. That opened up that lane for the pass and the score. Great heads-up play. And McCarthy is also, maybe by a head and shoulders, the tallest player on the field. Interception by Wu out of Winkenwerder's hands. One player to beat. It's Floyd. Second player to beat. Juke again. And Wu. Can we radio for the AT real quick? We're going to need some new ankles on the Texas side of the field. And it looks like perhaps a bench foul from Texas.
1 minute.
And that is an illegal procedure. Delay of game. It looks like Winkenwerder had subbed out before restarting play. So that is a delay of game, and now Winkenwerder's back in the box.
That was called very quickly.
So that'll turn the ball back over to Middlebury, who have now taken a 90-70 lead and all the momentum in their favor at the moment. The one thing Texas really has going for them is that they've really maintained dodgeball control throughout the past 5 minutes or so. Pass to the near side here. That's Petty back in the game. Back to Wu. Farmer trying to clear a path on that near side. Gets it to Hayden Laster. Laster looks once, scores through the medium hoop.
Okay, Middlebury was kind of expected to have a lot of agile players, and we're seeing that kind of that speed allow them to evade quite a bit of contact during situations.
They definitely have been able to get around a lot of Texas's tackles, not all, but many, as it looks like we have a stoppage here.
Not sure if I quite call what happened there.
There was some interaction with the dodgeballs on the far boundary. It looked like McCarthy put their fist up, perhaps late, to claim immunity, and Texas had thrown the beat. I didn't quite see who had thrown it. I'm going to guess Kumar as the closer beater.
Fair enough.
Referees conferencing here. 100-70. Our current score.
Favor of Middlebury.
I do want to take one quick look at that last play. It was, even though Texas had control, they had the defense set up pretty squarely. Farmer threw a pinpoint accurate beats, and we're going to get the call here. No call on the play. That's the call is no call. Farmer threw a great beat, which opened up that left side and allowed the ball to get to Laster. And that's like, you're never going to find that on a stat sheet. No one's going to point that out in a highlight, but it is the key play to allow that goal.
Play continues.
Middlebury without any dodgeballs right now. Salinas driving in, and it looks like Middlebury was able to scoop the ball away from Singhania, excuse me. And that penalty goes against Wu. Illegal contact, reckless tackle. Yeah. Now I didn't quite see what he was referring to, although I absolutely trust our referees to make the correct call there. I mean, he did certainly put Salinas on the ground, and now Salinas will have the ball in hand with one defender in front.
Definitely saw a lot of momentum going into that tackle.
And Salinas takes the small hoop and puts it home for Texas. 180 Middlebury with a 20-point lead. The smart play there.
Still has dodgeball control.
They were slow to start, certainly, but now the Texas speeders are really firing up. Wu as Kumar pressures. Kumar blocks the beat. Now Kumar going in against Wu. Wu's just going to have to throw it wildly. Intercepted. And Texas is going to go the other way. McCarthy was maybe an ill-advised move. And Schlotgold
Goes in for that dunk there. Knew when to drive.
McCarthy inbounding it on the near side of the field, and rather than trying to beat Schlothold, who was looking back for it, Schlothold slowed down to look back for it, instead tried to get it back home and did not get it to their beater in time.
Amazing teamwork. Lots of game sense I'm noticing here. Thank you.
Middlebury now. Trading with Wu. Some beats traded up front. Wu! Another laser through the top hoop. 110-90. Chance of let's go mid erupting in the crowd behind us. Texas with control. They're bringing their beaters both up and wide. Flanking Spencer and Schlottholt. Jordan and Kumar have really been holding it down in the Texas beaters right now. Sanghania shot just over the top hoop as Middlebury dives in and the keeper falls on it. And I think Texas is asking if that was a questionable dive. It did look a little questionable to me over here. And they're chanting Hayden Lasser as he comes away with that takeaway. Wu now ball handling at the top of the key, guarded by Spencer. Wu over the top to Lasser. Lasser dodges the beat, gets around Sanghania. Lasser running the mile, gets it to Wu. Wu over to Petty. Petty bobbles the ball. And Spencer comes away with it, and it looks like we had a quick foul call there.
Middlebury momentarily had control there, although it's looking as though they might lose it very soon.
See, it sounds like there was no call. It ended up being no call. So the miscue from Petty leads to Spencer getting it in his hands. Kumar clearing the lane. Oh, nearly there. And Schlottholt lost the handle on the ball, got tackled. There's an advantage call. Middlebury comes up with it. And that was looks like a tackle on a player without the ball. And that's going to send, I think that was Lasser on the tackle. We'll get the call here in just a moment.
Blue number 1-2, blue card, illegal interaction, continuation of play after beat, 1 minute in the box, or until orange
So not an
score.
illegal tackle, continuation of play after beat for Jason Wu. So that is a blue card. And now that'll put it in Schlottholt's hands. He has a couple defenders there, but no Middlebury beaters too close to him. And the lazy pump fake puts it in. 110-100, Middlebury with just a single goal lead now.
We have some new Middlebury players joining the field.
Looks like they have Smith back in, a beater who played big minutes for them.
Big trades happening amongst all beaters. Leading to a goal right there.
And Spencer on the fast break in the other direction. Misses the fast break. You hate to see it. I don't know what you guys say out west, but we always tell our players, elbow through the hoop. We were telling his players to go downfield. Protected by Farmer. Spencer on the point defense. Over to Petty. Petty, a second bobbled pass. Another one picked up by Spencer, who had dropped out of the keeper zone.
Ready for the
Woo. Oh, and another bobbled pass by Middlebury. You hate to see it twice in one play. Picked up by Lasser. Shot low. Woo with the finish. And no again. Woo was beat before. Unlucky break. Lasser still has picked it up. Tackled by Spencer. Still fighting for it. Gets it off to his other chaser. She throws it up top. Trying to pick it back up here. Bobbling on the ground. And there's an advantage call for Middlebury. And now Woo gets back in the play. And boy, was that a sloppy offense. Unfortunately, I couldn't see the number of the Middlebury player on the far side, who was the second bobbled pass, and looks like a quad ball turnover, perhaps a play after beat. We'll see. We'll see exactly what they say here, as and it looks like Okay, and with that turnover, that does bring us to the 20-minute timeout. Our current score 120 Middlebury, 100 Texas. And right now, we're going to throw it to a quick break as a thank you to our sponsors.
Starting route to the Richmond region.
And we are back. Thank you very much for staying tuned. We're at the 20-minute stoppage time in our D2 collegiate final between Middlebury and Texas. This, Chloe, I got to tell you, this has been one of the most incredible games that I have seen all weekend.
I definitely think, as a person that plays primarily in Division Two, that we don't often feel as if our athleticism, our plays are very appreciated. But when we get to finals like this, you can really tell exactly how hard each of these teams have been practicing all year and just simply how well developed they are in this sport. And still makes for extremely, extremely entertaining games.
You can easily tell that both of these teams have worked incredibly hard to get to this point. The aside from that last offense from Middlebury, we'll ignore that one. Their passing has been crisp, their movement has been good. Texas, their speed, their physicality has been very good. Beater control, Middlebury held it a lot in the earlier part of this game. Texas has been holding on to it a lot later in this game, and the score has been within 1 or 2 goals for the entirety of this game. I think at one single point was Middlebury up by 3, only for a moment. And now we come to the magical time. Flag runner on pitch. We'll see what adjustments both teams have made. This is definitely a time if the beaters are out of normal quad ball play to protect those seekers. They want that grab. It's athlete time. Run and gun.
Cool thing about this second part of the game is the fact that we've seen a lot of very consistent, very strong beater play on both sides, especially with Texas holding on to control for such a long time. I would like to see what Texas does in terms of uh, defending the flag runner here.
Absolutely. We'll see if they're able to hold on to control and split their beaters to allow one in each side of the game. However, pros and cons to both. You can pass around one beater, certainly, and it's easier to ISO one beater on the flag runner to try and wrest control back. So we'll see what the strategy here is as we restart momentarily.
Seeing some player decisions happening here. Figure out what role everyone's going to have.
A couple of substitutions, yeah. It looks like Wu is going to don the green headband once more for Middlebury to start this flag runner on pitch period.
Right. I'm excited to see who's going to be seeking.
We'll get those numbers to you in a moment as Spencer takes it up center for Texas.
Beautiful
Passes
passes
down.
I'm seeing back here.
High pressure from Wu. Over to Winkenwerder. Winkenwerder. Pass behind. Both beats
are
missed.
missed.
And it looks like they're just going to try and run around and finishing strong through the hoop. It's Salinas. And it looks like we're already having seeker tunnels. Texas having a lot of time with the seeker.
Are we looking at a set score of 1,700? I mean, 170?
1,700 will be here all night. 170.
170.
Texas getting some alone time as Middlebury scores once more.
That's 12. Kyle Loudon is our seeker for Texas.
And Cotton is absolutely locking it down. Middlebury choosing to keep their beaters in the quad ball game for now. Spencer on the far side. Spencer has been putting in a workmanlike effort for this Texas team. Winkenwerder. And it looks like there's an advantage call in Middlebury's favor. We get a stoppage there.
Are you able to catch the number for Middlebury Seeker?
I haven't yet.
Alrighty. I was getting a little wrapped up in Seeker play back there for a second.
Oh, please do. Keep us informed. It's, you know what? This is one of the hardest things of this sport is to watch everything.
Oh, for sure.
And it looks like that advantage call leads to a penalty. And oof, you hate to see this. Texas speeder Kumar is headed to the box. Illegal contact. And that'll put dodgeball control into the hands of Middlebury after that one. One of the cardinal sins you can commit is a beater foul during flag runner on pitch. In for seekers, Tom Nevins for Middlebury. As streaking up the field on the other side, it's who else? Jason Wu. I don't think the guy's taken a sub. Probably his only break was when he was in the box earlier. And now Nevins will have some time alone with the flag runner as Kumar back in the play and clears out Nevins.
So it's Tom Nevins seeking for Middlebury College against Kyle Loudon from Texas Quadball.
And Spencer, the bobble pass. Woo, right there. Johnny on the spot and slams it home. And that's another one. And excuse me, we misspoke earlier. It's 180 is the set score. And Texas, they really want this flag runner catch. They're putting all their resources in the flag runner game, and Middlebury pulling further and further away in the point category, 150, 110. Spencer floats it up. That's Salinas. Salinas handles it, gets around Alexander, back to Spencer, and ooh.
Both Cotton and Kumar are really prioritizing getting their seeker the most amount of time they can have with the flag runner.
And Evans not having a look now. Middlebury gets to run on no beaters against Texas. Loudon getting very close. This would put Texas right back in it if they catch. Pass down to Laster. Over to Petty. Petty shot, no good. Is Wu able to save it? He is. And another stoppage of play. We'll see. They're pointing the boundary there. Mayhap Wu was out of bounds.
These Texas beaters are really giving the Middlebury Seeker a hard time trying to get some looks in on this flag runner.
I mean, it's just exercise for Nevins at this point, right? Not even a chance to seek.
Running laps.
A jog up, beat by Kumar, jog back, jog up, beat by Kumar, run back.
Only so much you can do in this situation, especially when both of your beaters from Texas have control and are focusing that flag runner.
You got to wonder if they're going to switch strategy at any point.
Okay,
right?
For sure.
Down 4 here. Middlebury's 3 away from the set score. At what point, Chloe, at what point do you tell your beaters, you got to come back in the quad ball game now?
Definitely when the opposing team starts scoring a whole ton on your side.
We have seen several fast breaks so far. Wu has really been kind of the workhorse for this offense for Middlebury. It really is almost singularly run through him.
I would love to see what these numbers are by the end of this game, the ratio of who's scoring on each team.
Oh, if only there was some sort of app to look that up. Oh, wait, there is. And we'll tell you about it after this offensive set. Wu gets wrapped up. Spencer gets the ball on the ground. Spencer running the opposite direction. One player to beat. And Petty unable to get Spencer defended. And Spencer puts it through for Texas. That'll be 150, 120.
Seems like Kyle Loudon's getting a little bit tired here. Dive after dive, really trying to take advantage of every single second that they have with this flag runner.
And Wu feed to Laster, turning the corner and up through the top hoop. And Middlebury is really putting on the pressure here. 160, 120. And at this point, I think you really got to talk to your beaters about what you're doing.
Nevins is finally able to get maybe some looks in here now that Middlebury has regained control of the dodgeballs.
And Nevins, I think, doing the smart thing. No 50-50 flag runner looks here, just trying to play defense as Salinas has it in the back corner near side, defended by Alexander. Gets it over to Winkenwerder. Winkenwerder immediately beat And Middlebury will pick it up.
I love seeing myself some defensive seeking.
Ooh, and a near catch by Texas there. Unfortunately, not good enough. Alexander flipping it to Petty. Petty to Wu. Wu behind the hoops for once. I think that's the first we've seen this all game. Wu guarded by Spencer in the backcourt, in the backfield, however we call that, to Petty. Petty over to, well, it looks like a quick movement there. There's over to a new name, Max Gibson. Max Gibson had checked in at Chaser just prior to this offense and got it to Alexander in the tangle of Texas defender arcs.
Seems as though that during that tussle, though, Nevins is getting a lot of looks here with flag runner.
And it looks like no good as the Texas contingent on behind the Texas hoops is calling it out. No good. And now Texas will maintain control of that ball. So a good defensive play there by Texas. Good physicality. And Texas is going to go ahead and take their timeout. 160-120. Now, Chloe, I'm going to...
It says score 170.
Set score 180.
180.
So 2 away from Middlebury. Chloe, I'm going to pose this to you. You're Texas in the huddle right now. What adjustment do you have to make to save this game?
Usually around this time, I see a lot of teams trying to go for some very quick lightning dunks here. But I don't know if that's necessarily going to be the route that they end up taking. I mean, Middlebury's defense is quite hard to get through.
It is, but you know what? They have been putting so much of their beater resources on the flag runner. They've wanted this so badly. And don't get me wrong, they're getting looks, right? Loudon's over here getting some looks. It's just not falling at. Meanwhile, Middlebury's running up the score on the other side of things. To me, I would pull at least one beater into the quad ball game and say, you know what, you just got to clear a path for us. You got to create some chaos. You could always recover dodgeball control later. I think, if I'm in the Middlebury huddle, I'm saying, hey, yeah, just keep doing what we're doing, guys. We got this.
Yeah. Not letting Middlebury score so easily on the quad ball play is definitely going to be a winning strategy.
We'll see if they're able to do it here. They have made a change. They've put in Grayson Floyd, and no. Grayson Floyd was donning the yellow, and now it looks like they've put Loudon back in. So Floyd was in only for a moment. Nevin still holding it down as the Middlebury seeker as we restart with Spencer near the center of the field for Texas offense. Spencer passes it down to Salinas. McCarthy running Salinas down. Up to Winkenwerder.
Loudon and Nevins are really working hard.
And a near catch by Middlebury.
What a catch!
As Salinas manages to get the ball, pulls up, puts an easy shot through that small hoop. 160-130 now. Texas isn't going down without a fight.
That swooping by Nevins earlier for that third party attempted at a catch really was so quick that no one else in the audience even were able to warn a flag runner.
On the far side now, Wu dodges the beat. Texas putting their hands up. Wu driving in. And that'll be 170. One more goal for Middlebury to win D2 collegiate bracket. And a dive. Did he get it? It looks like he's got it. Kyle Loudon, a diving catch. And Loudon saying down for a moment. Seems like he's responded to his teammates.
I mean, after diving that many times in this part of the game, I would be reacting the same way.
Catch is good!
And the catch for Texas is good, boy. This is not over yet.
This game is not over yet. We are, let's see, that would make the score 165 for Texas and 170 for Middlebury.
So those of you keeping track at home, 1 goal to go for Middlebury, 1 or 2 goals to go for Texas. We'll see what they do now as Texas has the ball in hand. It's Spencer at the center of the field, and With the flag runner game over, Texas can allocate those beater minutes back to the quad ball game.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
I'm shaking with excitement right now. Floyd checking in at the chaser position on the far side as Spencer moves in that direction. Spencer trying to get around Wu. Spencer turning the corner over to Salinas. Salinas, tackle by Alexander, shakes it off. And through the top boot. And there's a stoppage there. And it's a
Yep.
Blue, number 6. Yellow card. Illegal contact.
illegal
High.
contact
Goal
with the
is
neck.
good. Penalty
Alexander
time is
trying to stop
negated.
Salinas in the drive and couldn't and got a card for it. We're at 170, 175. It's golden goal here in the finals. The penalty time negated by the goal.
Penalty time negated by the goal, and it still continues both sides the same amount of play.
And now this is it. This is the defense. The ball is in Wu's hands. Texas has one beater back. Can they set up their defense fast enough to prevent this fast break goal? Wu has been shown incredible speed this entire game.
This is
And he's going to run for it. He's going to run for it. Passes out to Lester. Turns the corner. He scores!
those are the 3 whistles. That is the end of the game.
And Middlebury a champion once more in Division 2. Incredible chance of MQC echoing around us as Middlebury takes it over Texas. Wu on the run there. They knew what they were doing. Lasser on the wing. And you know what? Schlothold was coming from the far side. We didn't even see him. Schlothold had the perfect beat. He did everything right. Texas was set up. And Wu passed it off to Lasser at the last moment. Lasser turning the corner on the defense and scoring the final goal. Incredible. Chloe, I can't stop shouting.
I mean, like, I'm just kind of in awe by the sheer fact of, like, what I've witnessed in that final play. I mean, that sprint there really showed off Wu's agility that they've been showing all day, honestly.
How you had that much gas in the tank to pull that play at the end of the game, I don't even know. But kudos to Jason Wu and the entire Middlebury team on a fantastic game. And let's not forget the Texas Longhorns playing literally point for point with them to the bitter end.
Yeah.
This has been an incredible matchup, and we hope that you keep it locked here for more excitement to come. We've got the Collegiate D1 Finals, Creighton against Virginia, and the club finals still to come. Keep it locked here, and if you can't stay at your computer, if you can't see it on Twitch and YouTube, follow the scores on Quadball 1. That's quadball.one to see all scores, stats, and highlights from the weekend. Thank you very much, Chloe. It has been such a pleasure to watch this one with you.
Same right here. Thank you.
Keep it locked here, and we will see you soon.